A warm welcome back to the program, People's Imbizo, brought to you by African News Network. Thank you for staying with us. If you have just joined us, well, we're coming to you from Solid Doors. We're talking issues of unfair labor practices. The workers here have been protesting for better wages. They have been protesting about working conditions that they need to be improved. No word from management so far. Late last year, the Deputy President, Cyril Ramaphosa, said the minimum wage has been raised to 3,500 Rand. For employees of Solid Door who get as much as 1,600, is this a possibility? Is this something that could possibly happen in their future? Or was this just a populist statement from the Vice President? Well, we'll wait to see if the capitalists in this country will live up to those standards. Joining my panel today, I'll just have a recap. We have Mr. Victor Mgidi has just joined us. He is an employee of Solid Door. I still have from Economic Freedom Fighters, Oliver Mkhuru, Popela Kagiso from the Youth Champions Forum. They're also stakeholders in this issue. And Ananias Mosetla from AMCU is also joining us on the panel. We've got some of the workers and community members that are part of the audience that we'll be talking to in just a few minutes. Mr. Mgidi, thank you for joining us. I'm sure you've been following through what has been happening. What is your contribution? What is transpiring from your side? What have you seen?
Well, thank you very much. In terms of the situation, I've been the leading negotiator with the company, trying to get them to come around in terms of the table so that we can discuss these issues. But what we have picked up from the company is that they are very much, they are just arrogant, just to say the least, because what has happened is that this factory manager actually here, this person does not have those decision-making rights. So whenever you do speak to him, then he will need to phone somebody that will be from Johannesburg, which has a data.
Solid Doors, Mr. Mgidi, can you tell us?
That will be a guy by the name of I think it is Ian Senior. That is the owner. So there are directors, the likes of that will be Guy Kanislav, there's Neil Clark, there's Brian Brown, there's Neville, that will be Lecher. So that will be all in all. What they do actually is, from the factory manager, then that factory manager will just communicate to them. They will take decision from there, and then they will just communicate through to him.
So, Mr. Mgidi, for how long have you worked for this company?
For me, it has been like 4 months now.
Okay.
Yes, 4 months. I did find this situation like it is at this point, but we are trying to fix that. But what we have seen is like there's other shareholders here which are like politically. There's political people that are here and they are pulling the strings from behind. Those strike of that was Lone Men before in terms of Marikana case. There was people like politicians that were there behind, and here also we do have one of them. So
when you speak of political parties, which political parties are these, and what do they gain from pulling strings from behind? What are they trying to achieve?
Okay, in terms of that ruling party, which is the party that all we know.
That would be the ANC.
Correctly
it's allowed to say ANC.
Yes.
It's not a crime.
So what happens is that there's a guy that we know that is involved here. I don't want to mention him at this point, but he's involved. And whenever there's a problem here, they will just call him to say, can he pull certain strings? Then he will make sure that he calls everybody, even the police, if you see them now here. They are here because they just want to protect the company, not to just protect us here. They are here to protect the company. My
understanding of the ANC is, you know, they have been championing the issue of economic radical transformation. And I want to understand that, you know, taking care of the plights of workers is one of those issues that they are trying to champion. Economic freedom fighters also have been fighting for equality. Do you think there's rogue elements within all the political parties that perhaps have their own agendas that end up with corruption and the issues that you're raising today?
The only problem that we have, we can formulate in terms of those policies, but the only problem is when you come to just implementing them. That is the biggest problem that we have. So when you see it, they can go there and say, there's this COSATU now, can you see what? Then they're going on like fighting the same issue. But here we have people that they get money from this company. And whenever this company is not working, they are not getting that money anymore. So that is the issue that we have. Yeah.
Of course, they're not here to defend themselves. It's allegations at this point, but I appreciate you bringing that up. Mr. Ananias, would you like to respond to what Mr. Mgidi said?
As I'm called later, I can't say any, can't mention my political party, but I'm shocked. Since I've been here, I just saw the EFF members only. We have an ANC here, number 2, DA. EF is number 3, but I never saw anyone from ANC here. I'm not talking about the members of ANC. I'm talking about the leaders of ANC. No one is engaging those people. No one to know what's happening here.
Right.
Yes.
And speaking of Democratic Alliance, there's a member that had actually promised us that they would be coming here. But they did not pitch. There was no communication. And again, I think it's the apathy that we're seeing from political parties and even from leaders within this community who are supposed to be standing up for those people who are vulnerable, for them to get help. We don't seem to see that happening. We're glad to see AMCUs here. We're glad to see economic freedom fighters here, and the youth are also here. But what power do you have? Because what I'm getting from the audience, even from Data, they've become so desperate. They believe that Solid Doors is untouchable. They're above the law. And then you coming in also trying to help, and it appears you're also, seeing a wall in front of you and you're not able to penetrate for you to get the help that you need.
I would like to commend my fellow comrade as well, for mentioning that. I think that one is on record. We cannot shy away from it. The workers were there on the 13th. It was on the 13th when we tried to barricade the roads there. And the command came in like it did in Marikana to say, the police are coming in numbers. And in trying to resolve that, trying to engage with the SAPS members, the call came in to say, we shall remember that some of the comrades of the of the African National Congress are having shares in Solido. So that situation must be treated with the what you call in a lenient form, because now we knew in actual fact what transpired there was to say that the guy we were talking with was told that what need to happen with Solido is that they will have to destabilize the leaders and the workers to make sure that they don't go back to the community and mobilize, so they get the support from the communities. So in so saying, what they were trying to say was to say they are bringing in more numbers to come in and make sure that they suppress the workers from raising in their concern. Maybe the media and everyone can see what's happening in Solido. By so saying, they were saying, and one of the guys was cautioned to say, remember that the comrades from African National Congress are having shares as Solido like they did in 2014. They met with the company in Centurion to resolve the issues of Solido. So like what you've just asked now to say, African National Congress is actually championing the issue of radical economic transformation. But the bigger question is, how can you transform, whereas where are you going to transform from? I mean, from 477 rand per hour of the workers, per week of the workers of Solido, then to go to 3 something minimum wages, of which we see from our side is totally impossible. Our concern as well is to say, even the management of Solido, when we try to engage them, they end up telling us that we must meet them in Centurion. And where we told them to say, that's no way, we're not going to go there. At the end of the day, we agreed to say we must meet them at Centurion. We don't know who they were with at Centurion to discuss the issues of Solido with. But what I can just say is to say it's on record. We got it. Everyone knows. Lack
of trust between management and the unions and the employees themselves. Unfortunately, we don't have a representative from the ANC for a right to reply, so perhaps we will leave those allegations there. We just want to go back to the audience to see if anyone is willing to give us an account of what they've been going through, what they want to see happen going forward.
Sanbona. Mina nginenkinga ngale FM ngoba kudala ngisebenza lapha from 2008. So lapho ku department yethu lapho sisebenzela khona kunabalungu laba bama manager. So laba ma supervisor bana kubadiza babathengele ma hot staff lapha masivala ngabo December ma JNB kuthi basifukuzise umsebenzi. Thina basebenzi ngelanga sibe sikhona kuwenza 180 door. Lo mlungu asifukuzisa sijamele lapha si operate umshini. And lama supervisor bayabathenga bana kubathengela kudla ngeke ngibakhulume ngamagama nama straight masivala lapha babathengela ama JNB nama John Walker kuthi basifukuzise ene bona ba rate imali enkulu phezulu kwethu. Mina ngirate 10 rand 60 ene lo muntu loyo u rate imali ihlula yabe mara bayasifukuzisa.
Mina nginguleti Mahlangu sebenza khona la eSolidos ngina 13 years ngisebenza la. I situation ephakathi kwale company ayisinhle, siyahlukumezeka. bathanda ukuthi isikhathi singene ngekora past 7 bakutshela ukuthi umthetho wecompany, but since ngafika mina kule company azange ngibone umthetho wakhona, i-code of conduct yakhona bayiplakile ebodeni esikhombisa ukuthi uma ungumsebenzi kufanele wenze njani. So into engicaka ukuthi na uya ku-tea time kufanele uphume ngesikhathi sabo and then ubuye ngesikhathi sabo, but kuba khona la khona udleka khona ama-minutes. I-tea time yakule family incane is 15 minutes, balwela ukuthi uphume ngekora 2 ubuye nge-10 to, uphume nge-half past ubuye nge-22, and then ikora 2 ikushayele usemshinini usebenza, but akusi code of conduct esayibona thina kule company masingena. So i-situation yakhona i-very very bad.
Thank you, ma'am. Just remember, before the break, I promised you that I'd read you the list of the grievances from some of the employees here. They're absolutely unbelievable. 9 hours of working days, only 15 minutes to the toilet. 15 minutes out of 9 hours. If you pass 15 minutes on the day going to the toilet, you get a warning form. Also, they don't make time to talk to employees and about their crisis. And when you make scrap door, if you scrap the door, you must pay. You don't get that product that you paid for. There's no job grading operators' rates, and at the same time as their assistants. Those are some of just the grievances that we've been learning about today from the employees. Also, we saw some contracts which are really appalling. 23 years later into democracy, and this is still happening in South Africa. Where are we going wrong? Why is our Labour Act not working? Why do people feel intimidated? Why do these huge companies, these capitalists, continue to exploit workers this day and age? These are some of the issues that we really need to address in our community. This is why we have people Imbizo to expose such issues, and of course we'll be making up a follow-up. We still have members from the audience who want to communicate and tell us what they've been going through. Yes, ma'am.
Nalibitso la ka ke nna Kate Malambo. Ne ke berekela ko spray boot. Ko spray boot ho berekiwa ka pente. Ha ke tsena mo Solido ka 2014. Ke nna ke sa le ka lata an bereke mang magil ka mmotsa ka re ko penteng pente ya re bolaya. Cause ho penta ho na le respirator. That thing e re berekisang ba re ke respirator. Ha o ikentse mo wena o sa kentsha lesela or dust mask ho sala dust mo dinkong, which means I protect selo. So HR ya rena aba bolela hore cause nna ne ke demanda mmeleke hore tshantse batho ba ke berekang le bona ba kre mmeleke a re yena o tlo re nyakela doctor, and a doctor e tlo re botsa hore there is no need ya hore re bereke ka pente re nwa mmeleke, re tshantse re nwe metsi mmeleke a dire next. So hora hore HR ya rena o yema le makhoa hore ba re destroy.
Okay. I want to come back to the panel just for a few minutes to see if we can get a response. Mr. Mgidi, I'll come back to you. What is the point of these unions if they're not, making a breakthrough and making sure there's communication, there's change with the working conditions and the wages? What is the point? Are you feeling helpless at this point, or are you hopeful and you have a plan going forward?
We do have a plan going forward, because what we need actually now is to make sure that Solid Doors is known by by the people outside in terms of those customers that are buying from them. Let them see actually what are they paying those people that are making sure that those doors they get when they order them. Because what happens is that when they pay them a large amounts. One truck, it can be paid something like 500,000, like to 400,000. Some of the trucks. But what we are saying to them, like in terms of your cash build, your builder's warehouse, stop and look at these people that you are paying these millions, and then come back to your senses and ask questions in terms of why are you just exploiting people? While we are paying
these
millions.
people that are buying from Solido, are they not the same capitalists just as Solido? Do you think they would care?
That's where now, when we're asking in terms of the South African public not to buy from these shops until they can improve in terms of these salaries of these workers. Because what they are telling you now in terms of some of the workers have died here and they have never been paid, those families. I mean, somebody has, they went here about 28 years to 32 years working here, just getting paid 10 Rand 60. Then comes the situation when that person dies, still working for the same company. They will not contribute anything to that family. So this is my question to the public to say, would we stand for this for this situation. Even people can be they can be paid like 477 rand. But are you making sure that these people are being put into a situation that they can just account for these actions? So let the community and also the Minister of Labor, because the labor here in Bronxspruit has failed us, that we cannot hide it. And also come to the police situation. Our brother has been killed 2 weeks ago here. And that we had to just apply and also to phone people and then make phone calls in order for this case to be taken seriously. And that to us.
I think what I'm baffled to understand was there live ammunition that was used on this gentleman who passed away.
Correctly so.
Live ammunition on protesting workers.
Correct. Because on that morning of that day, which was on Wednesday, I spoke to the senior, to the factory manager myself, because I saw in terms of the managers that were just carrying guns. I can also quote them. That was Andrian, it was Walter, it was Philippi, Dirk. They had guns. And I told him before we can just, as I said to him, let us negotiate, but before we can negotiate, get your managers to take the guns away so that we can have, in terms of a nice conversation first. Then he said, no, I do promise that they will not shoot anyone. Then come later, that same night, which is a Wednesday, around 7 o'clock, somebody has died. And then now there's that blaming game which they are playing. They're saying is the security it's saying is them. So we are not in party to that. We just want somebody to be just responsible and take responsibility.
And take responsibility and accountability as well. Kaki, so are you disappointed by the leadership, not just from political parties or from the unions, but even our local leaders, our councillors? It appears no one is holding anyone responsible and people are really left to their own devices.
Yeah, obviously, when you look at this panel here, you only see the socialist activists. There is no capitalist here. So you can hear from the workers here that there is too much of infringement of the labor law. Kunabantu esibazi kwabasebenza eSolid Doors abakhe basebenza eSolid Doors abangasana zandla ngemishini yangaphakathi. Those people were never compensated. Kunabantu abasasebenza abakhona namanje la abanganamino. It comes to the issue of safety. There is no safety in that company. As I get into the plants, I got into the offices, but I felt when I was inside the offices that there is no safety here, right. Even from the offices, not the plant. So there is too much of infringement of the law. How
has this been allowed to go on for so long? This is what I don't understand, especially for such an established company like Solid Door that has been operating for decades and decades. You know, they should be in a position where they should be able to take care of their workers. Why the arrogance and just the lack of empathy for workers?
Yeah, it goes back to your previous question, ma'am, that do I have confidence in the leaders within the community? I don't have confidence. That's why I mentioned that there is no any capitalist here. We are socialists, and I believe in the socialists because the capitalists have failed us several times. They came here in 2014 when the workers of Solid Doors were in the same struggle. They sold them, they went back to the same rate. And the management of Solid Doors azange bavumela ukuthi i-union ingene ngaphakathi. They only allowed that power of them, which we know they are shenanigans. We know from long time bafeyile amakhampani amaningi. So ngifuna ukubeka nje pal nale ngene kulento yamaphoyisa ukuthi namhlanje bale siyababona bale, but previous days bebahlala ngapha ukukhombisa ukuthi ba protector I company na whatever belungu. I don't call them balungu konje ngibabizana ama capitalist bahlala ngapha bagade bona than abasebenzi. Ngine understanding angazi ukuthi basebenza njani, but ngine understanding encane ngokuthi I public order police services ayisi ukuthi izogada amafame yokuzo install I-order into the community. And then if ukusebenza kwabo ukugada amafame is one of their thing, the way bayenza izinto ngakhona, then kusho ukuthi asina police force. Even the minister himself failed to impeach one criminal in parliament. How can he fight all these criminals here?
Right, we're running out of time. Just final words from the audience. I don't know if anyone wants to talk to us. Going forward, what resolutions have you made? Are you going to continue with the protests if you do not get any response from management? How do you intend on taking this forward?
A tsebe selo ka supervisor mo di company tse re tsang go tswana di kupa di supervisor ba ba isa sekolong mara fela motho wa mo kgetha fela ba re wena o supervisor ha fihla mola o berekisa mola wa o pimpa ya go le goyi le nna ba ntloile ka mo di supervisor tsa gona ba nrate ba re nna ke a politika wa e bona a twa bo botsa magwa ba re nna ke a politika ya nna ke re ne tsamale o ko ba khwenga lela le ba botse ena magwa bona ba ntšha ba nna ka re nna ke a bolela ka mola wa bona
ka mo soldo ke na ni 14 years ke bereka ka mo salary ke granga bi ke gra 540 rand kontlong ke na bana ba 8 so ntwe yu tlisa btlhuku ka lwa gore kontlong ke ra re tšhelete ke gola Friday ka salary ya tsana tšhelete e fedile ke rekile tsa o ja e fedile ka mo bana ba ka banyaka tšhelete go ya fru banyaka tšhelete go khera gore ba sekolong a ke na yona se pela ke ba btlhuku gore ka mo ke a tsoga ke a mmerekong mara se mo fela Friday mo fitla ke na silo o tshwana le gore ke berekela noto mosa ke a kresile ene ntho ngwana ka mo ke gobetse ke gobetse letsogo le ke tsena mo soldo ka 2004 ke gobetse letsogo a tsena le planka ka mo hare ka mo ka dula 3 years ke na le planka ka mo kamar ba isa tsoli la kala ruru khala la bele kana ba ntsia ka go doctor ye ba re doctor ka re ba go brongor a fitla doctor ye a re ne go nna go tshwana le re ke a ntshentshela go doctor mongwe wa go Pretoria a re ne doctor ye go tshwana la ise x-ray ba check gore gona le ka go x-ray ba ntsheka ba gral blanca ka mohare ba ira operation ba ntshela blanca leo se lino last before the strike go betse mo tableki ke blanca shi ke le go doctor kwa doctor ya re ne mo tsogong a bone shilo mara ntwe blanca le ka mohare ka lutla le teng ka mo sem ka mo femeng ke tlile le dipapiri ke tswa le tsona x-ray ba mpotsa gore ba tlang go gela tšhelete x-ray ye ke ba mfile 400 ba re ke ise go x-ray se no ke ile go x-ray ka boya ka ba fa dipapiri o tloa mowe ba goga tšhelete ke gore ba tsele 240 rand ba itsere no mo re kena mo ke kreile tšhelete ya ka ke kreileng ya pay ke kry 250 rand.
Okay. So that's a wrap from the audiences in there. Horrific ordeals, as you've heard for yourselves. The plight of the workers here from their management and from the people that own these companies they seem to be falling on deaf ears. I'll just come back to my panel to get their final word as we wrap up the show. I'll start with you, Ananias. Says, Amku, what message do you want to put out there to make sure that the plight of these workers is heard and, you know, it's put on the spotlight and something is actually done about this problem?
Thank you, ma'am. As a AMCU, we don't have a meeting with an email. We don't have a meeting telephonically. If you want us, Solido, call us, we'll come. We don't have a problem with you. We want to protect our workers. Why should people struggle than the prison? Prisons are enjoying lives. People outside there struggling, it seems like they're slaves. Now in present, they're enjoying life much and more. People are struggling, ma'am. So, you, the manager of Solido, everything that we have vandalized, we are not prepared to fix it. You said before, we don't have members in your company. Now when they vandalize your property, you email us at the same time. We are not accountable, man. We are not accountable, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ananias. Kagiso.
Yeah,
let's talk of practical measures that can be put in place. We know what's been happening, we know the grievances, you know what you've heard from management, but what plan of action going forward? Enough talking, action now, what needs to happen? Yeah,
mina njenge-youth league, youth forum leader with our committee, into besicela kahle kahle, not to the solid doors alone, to all the factories within the boundaries of Eka Industria. Please, make a skill development. You don't have to hire someone with empty mind and use him or her with the same empty mind. So you have to install something in the mind of your worker so that they can do a proper job, so that you will reduce injuries at work. So one of the things that as youth we are concerned about, these factories here, they must empower youth. They must empower youth in terms of hiring them in higher positions in the factory, hiring them in higher positions, assisting the community in sporting events so that you can have flexible youth. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you so much for that, Kaki. So, Oliver, plan of action going forward, what do you want to see happen?
Yeah, it's a long way to go. I think this is just the start, and we would like to commend AN7 for showing the support, because we've been trying to get hold of every media channel in South Africa and there were no avail. So what I want to say to Solido is to say it is just the beginning. We know that Solido at the current moment, they are taking out their stock here and they are taking them to Garangua. We will mobilize to every corner of South Africa. We will make sure that we expose these capitalists, each and every one of them. We will mobilize at Garangua. We are planning a march. They must know we are coming to Garangua. We will make sure that we go there and we show the other workers at Garangua to say this is what Solido is doing to them. And we are calling upon every company that the Solido is supplying to say this, even the apartheid government, it was won on boycotts and sanctions. So for them to make sure that they also play part in making sure that they free the workers of Solido to the plight that they are facing, is to make sure that they boycott from buying from Solido. We know.
Oliver, we'll have to wrap it up there. Thank you for that. We're running out of time. Mr. Mgidi, going forward, this is a huge conglomerate. They are well established. The amount of arrogance that we see, and yet we have these vulnerable workers. How confident are you feeling going forward to make sure your pleas are addressed?
Well, surely we have a plan. That will be by Monday. We've got feedback from the Labour Department. We will be approaching them, and also we will be just approaching CCMA, because it means now that this is...
Has CCMA been helpful in the past?
Well, in the past, no, but now we have gone, that will be national, because we need, that will be very much urgent, because you cannot dismiss about 1,050 people and be proud that you have done that, which was done unlawfully. So in this case, we are just approaching them, and we are just asking also from the Minister of Labour, can they just intervene in this situation that we are in, and also make sure that we get justice from Fundo. Also to make sure that anyone that was just involved when he died, he must be held accountable. He must pay for it. So that we will make sure. From here, what we will do actually is to just approach in terms of that CCMA, and also get in terms of the labor coming through, and also just making sure that this family, they will not feel that we have left them also, right. And make sure that we do support them each and every day. But for this company, we are coming for them.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for wrapping up for us. We certainly appreciate it. So there you have it. Look, you're welcome to give us your reactions. It appears the plight of the poor black worker in South Africa is still a huge issue. It hasn't quite been addressed. As Vice President Cyril Ramaphosa says, the minimum wage will be raised to 3,500. Is this something that's going to happen? Is it practical? With the arrogance that we're seeing from capitalists and these huge conglomerates. A worker was killed here just outside of Solid Doors. There's been no accountability. There's been no word from management. The family feels that they need to get answers from someone, be it South African Police Service or from management. Nothing has happened so far. Thank you for watching.